Assalamualaikum and hi, welcome to our group presentation. We are from group 5. We present about Satyam Computer Service Limited scandal. Before we start our presentation, let me introduce our group members. The members of group 5 consist of Nur Zahirah binti Zakaria, matric number is 280412, Sofi Akilah binti Mat Lazim 280433, Nur Safirah Nabila binti Muhammad Sayuti 280572, Siti Nur Atira binti Sabudai 280651, and last one is Izzatul Iwani binti Fazil 280731. Okay, I will start the presentation with the introduction of this scandal. Information technology IT and business process outsourcing are the main specialties of Satyam Computer Service Limited. Ramalingga Raju created Satyam Computer Service Limited in 1987 in Hyderabad, India, while B. Ramaraju served as the company's managing director and chief executive officer. Raju served as the company chairman back in 2013. The organization offers the whole spectrum of IT service, including infrastructure management, engineering solution, software and system management, and enterprise business solutions. Through its majority-owned subsidiary Nipuna, Satyam also provides back office, customer care, product and technical support, human resource, finance and accounting, and a variety of other related services to the business processing outsourcing sector. The business also offers development and maintenance service for website and e-commerce, as well as web-based financial, supply chain, customer relationship, and other services. The New York Stock Exchange and the Bombay Stock Exchange were just two of the international stock exchange where the corporation was listed. In addition, Satyam's success brought the business and its founder a number of honors. Raju was recognized as Entrepreneur of the Year in 2007 by Ernst & Young. The World Council for Corporate Governance presented Satyam with the Golden Peacock Award for Global Excellence in Corporate Accountability the following year, just 5 months before the scam was uncovered.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Izzatul Iwani binti Fazil and my matric number is 280731. So in my part, I will talk about how Satyam scam has happened. So did you ever heard about Satyam scam? Satyam scam is the biggest scam that ever happened in India, and it was the successful company because in 1991 it was listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, and soon after that it became the fourth largest company in India after TCS, Wipro, and also Infosys. So we want to know how this scam start to happen, right? So this scam start to happen way back in 1999 when Mr. Ramalingga Raju, which is the founder and the chairman of the Satyam in 2009, started the scam by using his own personal computer to generate a series of bank statements in order to inflate the balance sheet with cash that did not even exist in the real world. So furthermore to that, in order to increase the revenue, the company also has fake and fabricate the customer name and invoice in order to earn a huge sum of money from non-existent worker wages. So after all this fraud, it made the company look like it has a lot of money. So seeing that the company are raking with money, many investors were attracted to invest in the company. So when the investors start to invest in the company, it has increased the share price, and it also has led Mr. Raju, who is also very greedy, and to gain profit by taking a chance in selling as many shares as possible and leave just enough for the company to stay as be part of the company lah. So from the fabricated worker made by him, he also has successful gained 3 million every month from it. This scam has continued for about 7 to 8 years and no one has ever found out about it. But But due to the huge gap in the financial reporting, it has bring suspicious in some people, and it has led to the whistleblowing attempt. The whistleblowing attempt has made through emailing to the director at that moment, which is the Krishna Palipu. And soon after that, Mr. Raju has failed to cover out the fraud, and Raju had no option and has come to the dead end. And as a result to that, he was forced to throw himself at the mercy of the law. He later confessed his crime and was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
I will continue to the chapter 3, which is Effect of Scandal to Auditor. PricewaterhouseCoopers served as Satyam Computer Service Limited's external auditor from June 2000 until the fraud was detected in 2009. S. Gopalakrishnan and Srinath Taluri, two of their senior partners, were in prison for their suspected participation in the Satyam scam. The State's Criminal Investigation Department police have accused them of fraud in the Section 420 of the IPC and Criminal Conspiracy Section 120B. The special court hearing the case handed down comparable penalties to the two defendants who were accused by the Central Bureau of Investigation with a number of criminal offences, including criminal breach of trust, fudging, forgery, cheating, impersonation, and destruction of evidence. All of the prisoners were transferred to Cherlapi High Security Prison, which is located outside of Hyderabad. Besides of that, the Public Companies Accounting Oversight Board and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission penalized the affiliate, which is PricewaterhouseCoopers India, $7.5 million. This was the biggest fine ever levied by the U.S. government against a foreign accounting firm. After the Satyam affair, which lasted 9 years, the Securities of Exchange Board of India banned PricewaterhouseCoopers from providing audit service to listed firms and market intermediaries for 2 years. The two auditors who commit crimes were also restricted for 3 years.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Sophie Akila binti Mak Nazim and my metric number is 280433. So I will continue the presentation with the role and involvement of auditor in Satyam case. PricewaterhouseCoopers PwC has been appointed as statutory auditor of Satyam's company. PwC often apply the method of accounting that mislead the techniques of accounting and that they force analysts, accountants, and auditors to keep quiet. The Securities and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) said PwC ignored auditing practices, indicating their complicity in the falsification, and due of PwC is a well-known firm in the world, it can lead investors to fully believe on audit reports. First of all, the role of auditor is to make sure the related account of financial is presented in a good way so that material misstatement can be avoided from the error or fraud issues. The auditors can only present audit report in a reasonable assurance as they only use sample items to detect material misstatements and they are not able to use all items because of a lot of time consumption and higher costs. Secondly, the company's auditor has a responsibility to the shareholders to make sure their rights are protected very well. The shareholders can know how the financial performance in the company, whether it contains material misstatements or not, and also they can estimate whether to stay or not in the company based on audit report. Thirdly, the auditor must always exercise the care and skill of a reasonably competent professional. The auditor should collect all true explanation and information that related to the financial accounts from the company to make sure the amount in the financial statement is tally with the accounts book. An auditor must also report regarding on the balance sheet as to make sure all financial records fulfill and comply with accounting standards and procedures. It is because an auditor can give qualified or unqualified opinions to the company. The last one is the auditor should clarify or report accounting irregularities or fraud. If the auditor suspects management involvement, he may report to a third party without management consent. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. First of all, my name is Nur Zahira binti Zakaria and my metric number is 280412. Today, I will present about the preventions and the conclusion on what we have discussed. First, I will talk about the preventions. From what we have been stated by my friends earlier, we know that this Satyam scandal has a long past, but we still learn the lesson, especially preventing frauds like Satyam scandal from happening again to another companies. Basically, there are many preventions, but we only highlighted 3. The first one is creating a fraud policy. As we can see, Satyam company did not have any fraud policy, which ultimately caused numerous individuals involved in fraud. From this, we can say that it is important for each of company to design and put it in practice because it makes employee, owner, auditor know how they should behave. Not just that, it also stated about prohibited action, how fraud may be detected, and also the repercussions if they are breaking the rules. So, if they have been followed, we believe that this fraud could be avoided. Next is the implementation of rules and regulation. This means that the law should be tight and maintain regulatory compliance. From what we have studied on Satyam case, we found that SEBI's improper performance at first has permitted Satyam to commit fraud. From this, we can say that the responsibility of capital market regulators should be more strict and keep track the appropriate action in order to prevent fraud. Last, the company should start hire external auditor to review the financial statements. Why? Because we want to prevent management from making overly aggressive changes. From the study that we have observed, Mr. Raju commits fraud because he wants to achieve his objective and make the business successful by fabricating and manipulating financial statements rather than realizing a profit. Therefore, in order to prevent this from happening, it is important for the company to hire an external party. We have reached the end, so we can conclude that the accounting frauds committed by the founder of Satyam in 2009 has proven that greediness for power, money, fame, and glory are the primary reasons why they are willing to violate moral, ethical, and social principles, which ultimately leads to fraud. From this, we should remember that auditors play an important role. So, if they find unintentional or even purposeful misstatement in the company financial report, they should voice out to management to do correction rather than intentionally covering up wrongdoing because of receiving higher payment. As an auditor, it is important to remember that they should follow an ethical code that emphasizes integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, and competence in their duties. Finally, we hope that the Satyam scandal case may increase awareness of fraud, the significance of corporate financial ethics, and the functions of auditor in order to prevent similar fraud in the future. That's all from our group. Thank you.